Embark Studios, my favorite studio that exists right now. Creators of the finals. I love the finals. Now they're coming out with Arc Raiders, dropping October 30th. Will this be the next love of Brent, or will it not? That is a real question. That is a true question.
That's why all of you are here.
That's why you're here.
What does Brent love today?
Right? Yeah.
He doesn't love you.
Ooh, no, I love you guys. Great. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, bang that bell, all that fun stuff.
I'll ring your bell.
Oh, wow. So this is we're talking about
Brent
Arc Raiders
that.
today. Arc Raiders is the next game from Embark Studios. Former Battlefield devs went on to start their own studio. Obviously I've talked, if you guys have followed our channel, I love the finals. It's a game I'm obsessed with. Really changed the game when it comes to first person shooters. Awesome destruction, awesome gameplay, great progression, cool, like really well done battle passes and stuff like that. And now we're at Arc Raiders, which is a extraction adventure is what they're calling it a little bit. So it's like an extraction shooter, but it's got this like adventure side to it. Because this game used to be, when it was first being developed, was going to be a PvE looter shooter. And that was what it was being touted as and sold as. And then throughout the course of development.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And then during the course of development, they pivoted and decided to add a PvP component to it. And then that's the game that's going to be releasing at launch here. Which it's interesting in that pathway because you can definitely see the core essence of that PvE looter shooter vibe in the way that the game is designed and the things you collect and things of that nature. Like you can definitely see that was a thing that existed, but the PvP shift for them was a intentional one because they wanted to be. I think they want to kind of carve out a different path for this game, and the looter shooter part of it wasn't as just wasn't working for the vision that they had for this game ultimately. And so they switched to PvP. They also switched from a free-to-play game to a paid premium game because unlike with the finals where they're spending a lot of time building skins and cosmetics and stuff like that, they wanted this game to they wanted to focus more in on the mechanics and the maps and the evolving narrative that's existing inside of this game. So they pivoted to this premium style instead. So it'll be a $40 game at launch. This weekend they're doing a server slam test. So what this is different than actually the last playtest I played. The playtest I played had more maps open to it, and you could jump in to see. You can see more progression systems. This is a pared down version of the game. So there's some videos out there that people have been releasing. They're like, oh, Arc Raiders sucks now. This isn't the hype I expected it to be, blah, blah, blah. Because I don't think people realize that this is like basically a demo of the game that they're just using for the sake of putting, the pressure tests out there. So in this, you can only play one map, and you can only play, you're limited to accessing certain features of the game that you can't unlock beyond like the standard workshop or workbench, and the battle pass is locked out. There is like a basic battle pass you can get, but that's all going to get wiped when the full game comes out. All that to be said, jumped into it, played it. The thing I didn't do the last time I played the game was Fill Squad, where I played with other people. Yeah, I just played solo and jumped in solo. Game hard as shit.
Oh yeah, it's difficult as shit.
Really hard. This time I was like, I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone. I'm gonna maybe talk to people that I don't know and see what happens. So I hit that Fill Squad button multiple times and went in there and jumped in. So the way that they open up this game, there's a narrative to this game, and it will be kind of learned throughout the course of playing and stuff. But they give you these quests, and you go on these quests out in the world, and then you basically don't have to do a whole lot at the beginning. The first thing you got to do is just like take down like an arc robot, and then loot it, and then come back. Mm-hmm. And then if you do that, you win the quest, and you get to collect crafting materials, and you go back in and do the same thing again. or do another quest and stuff like that. And when you're in the way that they've kind of set up this whole story is that everybody's been, because of like these arcs, these robotic things that have like landed on the surface, they're a major threat to humanity. So humanity has gone down into these like bunkers underground basically. And then the only people that go out above ground is these raiders that go out to collect loot in order to bring back supplies to the people that are in these bases.
Sounds like Death Stranding.
Huh, interesting, yeah. It's also like the show Silo a little bit too. But yeah. So actually, yeah, it is a little bit like Death Stranding. Yeah.
So you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. But it's like because in Death Stranding, so the surface though is not toxic. It's not going to kill you.
Well, I know, but no one's going to fucking go out there. I mean, people in Death Stranding, people still can go out there.
Which Death Stranding sounds an awful lot like Fallout. Because you're in vaults and then you come out on the surface.
True.
It's all been done. It's all there.
Yeah, but it's Kojima's Fallout, so it's like different.
Yeah, it's different. It has to be weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
And feet.
Yeah. So this one, feet, yes.
I think all the women had their feet scanned.
Yeah. So this one is you just the arcs thingies are going to kill you, and they don't want you alive. And I don't know why the arcs are here, but it's a threat, and that's a story that you learn throughout the course of the game.
Like whenever this game trailer dropped the first time we watched the Game Awards, it seemed like they came down from space. Yeah, like that's what the trailer was promoting, but I don't know if that's changed since then. Maybe because it's been years. So
I can't remember, but and I mean, there's gonna be like a codex and like more stuff that like tells more of the story once you like get the full game. But for now, that's kind of like the premise. But when you open up in the menu before you like launch in, there's like 5 people you can talk to, and each one provides different like materials that you can purchase to like build out your weapons or like craft into like different like augments for your character, this, that, whatever. But you also go out in the battlefield, and like in any extraction shooter, the goal is to go out there, loot, find stuff, and then try and survive and bring it back to in this elevator like lift area and escape and go back underground.
There's a time limit, right?
There is a time limit, like 25 minutes.
What happens when the time limit runs out?
We looked at that last time.
Was there a meteor?
It was like
a
big bomb.
It's like a missile comes in.
Yeah.
That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, so everything just like blows up basically.
Okay.
So you don't want to be out there for the time limit. But what I did this time was I filled squad, like I mentioned.
Yep.
Jumped into a game. The first squad I get matched up with is a guy that's never played the game before.
Fuck yeah.
And he's like jumps on mic immediately and he's like, "Yo, what's up everybody? I'm ready to play this game. What is this game? Tell me how it is."
You're like, dude,
so
out of this lobby.
I stole this computer. I jumped into it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Fucking, I didn't download it.
Yeah.
I'm not Mikey Mike 53.
And then the other guy is not on mic. He doesn't have a mic turned on. So I was like, okay, well, I'll tell him what because I know what the game's about. I just, I'm not very good at the game, so hopefully that's okay. So I give him a little insight. So he's never played extraction shooter before. I tell him what an extraction shooter is. We walk through that. And we run around and just start exploring stuff. So I'm like, hey, you can come up this area. You basically just like loot a bunch of boxes, see what you can find. We found some cool shit. And then found some enemies, engaged in a firefight. That was crazy because I was like, oh shit, I finally have a full 3-man squad against another 3-man squad. Let's see what happens. Well, this guy was actually really good at shooting. So he actually took some guys out, and then
dude was probably trolling bread.
Probably, yeah. I revived, our other buddy got knocked down. We brought him back, and then I got knocked down. This guy came and got me back up, and then we eventually killed these guys. And then unfortunately, the other dude got knocked again, and then he died because he didn't have a mic. And my friend, this guy that I was talking to, came to revive me, not realizing the other guy was about to be more dead, and then let him die, and that was that. Unfortunately,
when you die, do you come back at all, or you get disconnected from the party?
You just go to the end game screen, and then you just load in another game.
Okay,
so you do have the ability because whenever you go down, you're knocked like you would in a battle royale. You do have the ability if you get knocked near a lift. You can crawl
to the left
into the lift and still activate it and escape, which is kind of a cool feature, right? So me and this guy though, we like looted around, found some stuff, got to the end, and extracted it successfully, which was cool. It was nice. I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. Like I actually have people that can help me do firefights and actually like survive a little bit. It was very short, and he was like, oh, that was it? That's all you do? I was like, yeah, that's the game, man. He's like, that sucks. And he just like left. So I went another game and then got set up with some people, and this one dude was like, you can tell he's been playing this game a lot. And he jumps in there. The first thing that this team does is they go straight to a squad, like 2 squads. And they're like, we're going to go fight. And I'm like, oh gosh, of course we are. I get my ass handed to me. I get knocked real fast. But I'm going to stay in here and like watch them as they like do their thing. And this dude like he was using a bolt action rifle, and he's taking people out like nobody's business and just running around like popping people, this, that, whatever. Eventually he did unfortunately die too and lost everything. And that was really upsetting, but it was a really interesting fight to watch. Today I played a couple matches, and one of the matches I had these 2 guys on comms, and they were like basically buddies just hanging out, and I just happened to join in with them. And it was probably the best match I've had so far because these 2 guys know their shit. They're like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go hit this tower. We're going to go inside there. There's this trick that I know to drop into this place, and we're going to get a bunch of loot, probably get some really nice weapon parts, and then bring it back and like all that, whatever. So they mark it. We start going up. We get hit by these arc robots pretty early. Pop, pop, pop. Take those guys out. Kill them. Collect the loot. Keep on going. And then they're all in this process talking about this tower is apparently commonly rated early because it's got a really good set of loot. So he was like, when we get up there, we got to be prepared. They may have like breached the door, closed again to make. There's like a whole like thing that apparently has been a story that's been created around this like tower that people have found ways to like booby trap it essentially, so that when other people come back up, they can take them out and kill them, steal their loot, and then extract. So we're going up there and doing like the climb and everything. Finally make our way up there. Nobody's been there. We're like, oh shit, this is awesome, right?
So let us booby trap it.
Yeah, right. Let's booby trap. We did not booby trap it, but he shows me this trick where you like get up on a wall and you like slowly just like inch yourself back and back and back to where you fall off, but like at the very edge drop, and you hold spacebar and grab on as you're falling down onto another ledge that lets you climb back into a room that was locked from the inside. So you just like kind of lean off to like almost die, but then you grab on. And the climbing, that was when I learned that the climbing mechanics in this game are like way better than Borderlands. Like they're really good. You can climb over anything in this game. It's really cool. And we get inside this place and loot the shit out of it. And there's so much stuff in there. We got like fancy weapon parts, this, that, like stuff from me that I'm like, oh, I've never gotten this before. This is awesome. And then we proceed to extract. We're like, cool, we got our shit. We did our thing. Let's get out of here. So we start going out. And I see a guy across the distance at the elevator lift, and I mark him. And they're like, all right, we're going to take him out. Go around the left-hand side. Pow, pow, pow. We go up and kill one of them. A flare shoots off because whenever you kill an enemy, it shoots a flare off, revealing to the whole entire game where someone died at. Which is kind of cool because then it's like, oh, shit, let's go there and like see what else is, that's where the firefight's happening. And then we found another guy. I did some damage to him. You see a little blood splatter falling off. The other guy comes around from a flank, takes them out, and we just go through their bodies. They're not dead yet. They're still like running around. Yeah. And we just like grief them, The guy's like, oh man, just like, teabag or whatever. We're just like fucking with these 2 guys. And they're like, no, don't kill us. Don't kill us. And we're like, sorry, buddy. We need your stuff. And we pop up.
That was their prox shot?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So there was a part 2 where me and my team was down. We're like, don't kill us, y'all. Just let us go. Just open the door for us and we'll get out. And they're like, sorry, man, I need your loot. They just killed me. And then, so we extracted in that round too. And I got like a whole bunch of stuff. And I was like, okay, this is, I see the appeal now. I'm starting to like gather like what you do. And it's like, you collect all this stuff. And as long as you have a team that's working well, like I can actually survive a little bit, which is nice. And then as you come back and get stuff, you get these weapon parts that you can eventually unlock a bench that lets you upgrade your weapons to like tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 weapons, making them stronger. There's a skill tree to the game, so you can like build out your skill tree and make your character not be as loud when he's running. improve. There's all kinds of different things, a bunch of different areas. So like you're gonna get better with time, but I mean it's a really really cool game. The hard part about it is it's like this is not a solo game. Like you have to be playing with people for it to be. I mean, I'm sure some people can play solo and be okay, but like, man, it is challenging. Yeah. Like it is very challenging. The robots are very strong. Some of them are very light and easy, but like there's this little like ball robot that runs around, and when he gets close to you, he activates a flamethrower and starts burning the shit out of you.
I hate the spider ones. The fucking tiny little spider guys.
Yeah.
Fucking
little spider guys are crazy. I mean, there's so many, everything's out to get you. And there's people I've read online that's like, oh, add PvE mode. You need to like make the enemies like not as challenging or whatever. But like, that's kind of part of the appeal of the game is that you need that challenge. So you feel really rewarded when you escape. The thing that I'm just like, I struggle with is that, I mean, Hunt Showdown was this way where it's like I go in there with a crazy loadout and I die. And I'm like, damn, I just lost everything.
Yeah.
And that's really, really hard
really
to
heartbreaking.
Deal with, you know? They do have some nice features that help with that. When you go in a game, you can get a free loadout, and that loadout is just free stuff that you can use to like fight. So basic gun, basic materials, whatever. So you can go in there and do something and hopefully get some loot and like escape. They also have this little rooster that you can go to that's in your little like camp area that gives you free materials like every game that you play. So if you leave a game, you don't get anything, you died, you get some materials from him that you can then use to craft some bandages and some shield upgrades and things of that nature just to make sure that your next fight's not useless. So you always have a way, even if you're dying every single round, to still be useful in the game and then eventually find one that you actually do bring stuff back that's of value. But yeah, it's such a cool, well-designed game. Like this is the first extraction shooter that I'm like, this is doing something right, and like the things that are the mechanics and stuff that are happening here, and the people, there's like the prox chat feature of it, I think is so strong. It's just the hard part about it is it's a hard game, and it's will we be as casual gamers be able to keep up with it and play it? I don't know. Like I don't know if y'all are going to get into it. You know, like
I couldn't get into it when I played it. It was a lot.
I feel like it was a little different. Like I don't know. I don't like the idea of like robots.
I love that idea.
I think initially when we saw it, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I think now, like, I want a world where there's like, I guess sort of like Fallout, but definitely not Fallout. Like, I want zombies. Like, I want hordes of stuff. Like, it's interesting to have the robots, but obviously that's more of a taste thing, I guess.
Yeah.
And I was like, if it was something like that, I think I can get into it. I was thinking like maybe there's like, because there's no factions, right?
No, not that I know of yet. Yeah,
because I wonder if there's like, well, I'm just never mind.
What's interesting about it is like, y'all remember in Marvel's Avengers where they had like the map that you have, and it's like there's types of missions that rotate through at different times and stuff like that. As much as that game got a lot of shit and stuff like that, that system was really interesting. And then Dark Tide has it too, where it's like, there's different like events, I guess, that occur on the map when you're about to jump into like a mission or whatever. This game has like 5 maps, I think, at launch. It will have 5 maps. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I think is going to keep people interested is they have variables on those maps on a regular basis that unlock like new, I don't know exactly what all they're going to do with it, but like one thing they do, for example, is called a night raid that will last for like a 2-hour period. And if you jump in that night raid, you can queue up and go in there, and it takes a map and turns it nighttime. Mm-hmm. And the enemies, the arcs are much more intense, but the loot value and quality is much, much higher. Mm-hmm. So there's that like level of intensity that will come into play with it, which I think is really interesting. And it sounds like they're going to be doing a lot to like add not only more maps, but like adjust the way the maps are, like maybe have different high value things at different areas of that map, or add new new enemies and things of that nature. Like there's gonna be a lot of dynamism to the whole experience. We're not just like jumping into the map and playing the same thing. And these maps are pretty large too. They're not like tiny maps. There's a lot of POIs scattered about that are dense. Like that tower in the distance there, like there's a shit ton of floors to that.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that you can explore and kind of navigate through. So like you can play this map 30 times and not see everything in it. Like you gotta, there's a lot to kind of explore and navigate through. Obviously there's areas that like you're always going to go to every time if you want, but also because the games are so short, you can only be there for 20 minutes. Like you're going to be exploring different areas each time. And the drop-in point is also different every time you load in the game too. So there's that aspect to it. But I don't know. It's just like it's such a smartly designed. There's so many interesting like quality of life mechanics and things that they've added in here that I'm just like these guys that I was talking to when we were in that chat. Like they were like the climbing mechanic. They were like, this is one of the best climbing systems I've ever seen in a game. And they were like, obviously the graphics are really good. They were really talking heavily about the that flare system is so interesting because it's like where your target's at now. It's like there's likely people there. And that's like, okay, that creates a challenge for you. It's like, do you want to go after that or do you want to stay away from that area? Like, how do you play through that? Looting bodies, like there's, and then like every arc you take down, like has loot you can grab off it and stuff like that. There's certain things that give you higher value loot that you breach and search. So when you're doing that, you're making noise that can attract arcs to your location. And there's just a lot of interesting stuff happening here, but I definitely enjoyed it a lot more with people, although it was still intimidating if I was like playing like shit, and fortunately nobody I played with was like, giving me crap for being a bad player. I mean, I did okay in the game in most cases, but there's still a learning curve. It's an extraction shooter and all these extraction shooters are hard to kind of get into and feel confident in. And this is one that still has that, but there are some things that make it more approachable and friendly that I appreciate, that I think will help it. This is the first time I've seen a game that I think will likely have a mainstream audience, whereas historically, like these games do not. So I'm anxious to see what happens with it, but I'm definitely going to get it. I'm going to play it, but I'm just like, I feel it's going to be, I still don't think it's going to solve the, maybe an extraction shooter is just not for me kind of thing,
It's not for me. I like it. I like the play style and stuff like that, but just the extraction shooter part, I just can't get behind. Especially in a world this big, it's just
just like you go down and then that's it. You lose everything. Like I can't. Just can't get my head around it. It just bothers me so much.
They do have a thing called a safe slot. So if you pick up something that's like really, really good, you can put it in your safe slot. And then if you die, like you lose everything but that. And you do get to take that back. So if you find like, oh man, I got to have this, you can't move that in there, but you literally have one slot. So it's like, and I think you can upgrade your pack over time that will let you have more than one slot. But yeah, so.
Those spider bots fucking piss me off.
Yeah. And I haven't fought anything big yet, but I'm afraid to, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was Dr. Disrespect. He was like, this spider thing was like super far away, and he's like, oh, I'm going to shoot it from here. He's shooting it from there, and all of a sudden he jumps, and it starts going his way. It's just leaping towards him, and made it all the way across and fucking destroyed him.
Dude, they'll do that. It's vicious. It's a vicious world out there. But yeah, it's cool. I mean, it plays well. It plays super well. It's super smooth. So, I mean, I think they're carving out an interesting audience, and I think they're gonna find it for sure. But we'll see if the inner gamer jumps on that bandwagon or not. So yeah, Arc Raiders, it's here, coming out very soon, and let us know what you think about it in the comments below. Is this a game for you, or are you like, nah, extraction shooters ain't my jam?
Nah, not my jam, bruh.
Yeah. I think you'd like it actually, Austin. But I mean, if you didn't lose everything at the end of it. But like, this feels very Destiny to me, and a lot, or not Destiny, sorry, Division. Feels a lot like Division. Like the loop of the Division. This is very much like that, and it plays a lot like Division. There's no like cover shooter mechanic, but it's got like this is the closest to the Division I've played since the Division, honestly.
Wow, that's impressive.
But I think it's a better, like, there's more stuff in here that it feels super polished. Like they did such a good job with like the menu system and the visual, like the way you manage your inventory slots and stuff like that is really really clever. And and there's stuff too where it's like when you're like healing yourself, like it's going to take a minute to heal yourself. Reloading takes a lot of time, and that's adding to the tension of the game. Yeah, it's super interesting. But it feels very Division.
Yeah,
it's like the closest like of a gameplay like system I feel like it ties to. So
that is interesting. I mean, I really appreciate the map. Like this map we're looking at is gigantic. Has a lot of cool places. It's like something I want to go and be in and experience, but at the same time, and I know what I'm getting myself into, and I don't know if I'm up for that.
Well, it's interesting because it's like it's so similar to battle royales, where like you go in there, you loot, you die, you lose it all, and whatever. But the game, that is the game. Whereas in this one, it's like, well, I could keep it though. And because you didn't keep it, it's like, oh shit, that sucks. It's like that's the only difference between this and a battle royale.
Right. So you do find weapons just like scattered about.
Yeah. You can, sorry. I don't. Yes, you do find weapons. You find weapons. You find weapon parts that if you take it out successfully, you can use it to craft better weapons. But there are also just weapons out in the wild as well. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just the fact that it's something you could keep, but you lose, makes it like feel much heavier than that of a battle royale, which is crazy.
Okay, explain to me again. Like, okay, you're taking loot back, but like, what is the loot? How is it going to help you progress in the future?
So the loot's going to give you
a lot on stuff that like that won't get like just you lose everything. Like, is there anything in there that is like that?
Yeah. Well, as far as like items go, not as much, but like you always get XP, and your XP applies your skills, and your skills are persistent throughout all the games. Okay. So you never lose skills. So all your skill upgrades will always exist there. But yeah, like a gun, if you have a level 4 gun, and you go into battle and you die with a level 4 gun, you're all going to lose that, unfortunately. But what's
level 4 guns is like you have to upgrade it to get to that point.
Yeah. Okay. You'll upgrade it with, like,
everything else is like level like 1 or whatever.
Yeah, everything you get at the start is like a level 1, like kettle gun. There's like 4 or 5 different types of guns. They're all level 1. You can find level 2 and 3s out in the wild, but they're in higher tiered loot areas and stuff. But you also unlock these weapon parts that you can then use. So the weapon parts you want to collect a lot of, and there's, I think, common, like it's like, the different rarities of weapon parts, and those are used to then craft the new gun. So like if you collect a shit ton of weapon parts, even though you did just lose your blue gun, like you can craft another one if you're collecting those weapon parts on successful runs.
Yeah. I think that's the biggest part about extraction shooters, especially because we played Tarkov for a hot minute, and there's another one we played, right? Extraction shooter.
The Cycle Frontier was one that we played for a little bit. That was the PvPvE.
Okay.
Where it had, I mean, it's just like this. Actually, this is very inspired by the Cycle.
I think just the fact that you have to come in with nothing, and it's like, well, basically, if you're good, well, I mean, it's gonna be the same here. Like, you have the best stuff, and like, how do you compete against that? Like, I mean, here, I guess any of them you have to be pretty stealthy and stuff, and it's just like, well, that's kind of no fun if you're having to avoid every confrontation, all the time, unless there's something to gain, which skills are nice. I don't know. I guess if they made it more battle royale to the fact it's like, oh, there's weapons everywhere with different attachments, and it's just like, oh, I need to loot more so I can find something that's gonna. I mean, it's the same thing, but the fact that you're mostly just gonna find level 1s. I don't know. I mean, it could all work out, and if I played, I might be like, oh yeah, this is fine.
Yeah.
But I'm hesitant.
Yeah. It's fun, but it I mean, it's definitely not easy. Yeah. It's a challenge, but it's a interesting it's like more of an approachable challenge than I thought it was going to be. So I appreciate that. And there's a lot of really cool stuff to explore here that I think is neat. So
I have to come over and just play your game.
Yeah. Sounds good.
It's only $40, which isn't bad, but I'm afraid that I would not like it, and then it's just like, oh, I just wasted that money.
Right. Yeah.